I've been asked several times to describe the perfect profile of my best clients, the ones that are doing very, very well. And I've said my best clients are those that are doing well today, but know that they need to take action to ensure that they're going to do well in the future. And these are folks that have been very, very direct in saying we can't just ride on the success of the past. And this is an issue that comes up both with organizations that are doing well and that organizations that are not doing well. And it's always centered around future relevance. So both in my conversations and in my own research to look at what are the key elements that make an organization strong? How does an organization grow from being one thing and reinvent itself to another and weather the storm of change and uncertainty? And what I found is that organizations that are willing and able to ask the tough questions about their own value, their own relevance, and what they actually bring to the market and how they improve the condition of those that they actually serve. These are the organizations that have the best shot of being very successful for the long term. And those that do not, on the other hand, unfortunately fall into the realm of complacency. So you have organizations that are willing to ask the tough questions, and these organizations are courageous. But then you have others that are complacent, who do not want to ask these tough questions. I've sat across the table from boards of directors, from executives of companies that says, well, we see all these things changing, but it hasn't impacted us too greatly, so that we really don't see a need to change. And unfortunately, this tends to be a symptom of groupthink, thinking, well, if we can keep ourselves insulated, we don't have to change much, and we can keep doing what we're doing. Unfortunately for them, this is gambling. It's a roll of the dice. And they're on their way, usually to a race to the bottom. The other aspect of complacency are those organizations I've sat across the table from says we're doing a terrible job. We're not doing well. We have serious problems. Our market is getting eaten up and people don't want to pay for our services the way that they used to. A perfect example of this would be Sirius XM, internet radio. Tons and tons of money dumped into this, to these companies, and they're just continuously falling further and further down. Organizations that are complacent, that are not doing well, that do not want to ask the tough questions, are complacent because they've been beaten down by the market. But they are not willing to look at things from a different angle. They don't have the courage to take that on, as other organizations do, to say maybe what we're doing is not a good idea and we need to change. On the other hand, organizations that are courageous are those that say, we're doing well today, and we need to ensure that we continue to do well tomorrow. And they're willing to ask the tough questions that say, how do we know that what we're doing right now is still going to be relevant in even 5 years? And they start from the baseline assumption that they don't know, and this is the key. Dealing with complexity and uncertainty and volatility and disruption requires that we say we don't have the answers, but we're going to go figure it out. We're going to determine how we as an organization can change who we are in order to meet the needs and anticipate change. So organizations, they need to ask themselves two very critical questions. Are we complacent or are we courageous? And those that are courageous, whether doing well today or not, but are willing to ask the tough questions, have the greatest shot at success for the long-term future.